had a dental issue that had to be resolved, and that was the only time they could deal with it. The proposal here struck me as being remarkably well done, so I appreciate that. I took quite a bit of time to go through it and do some numbers and so forth. I get a little different outcomes here, but again, we're talking about small numbers when you talk about whether it's $12,000 or $40,000. That's not the issue. What concerns me is the reference you make, which I think you made it in a very neutral way. What happens if the site that's available to us now disappears? And you said, well, I'm not interested in hauling it back over the hill.
No.
And so that is a contingency here. That's a very real issue. And I have to commend you for, saying, look, we could do it this way and so forth, and we'll do something this way and that way. I don't know that we at the county level are in a position to be able to fund out of the, quote, profits that are being made on the South Coast, the kind of site that you are proposing here. So what happens if we say, well, we got 3 votes here, says thank you, but no thanks. It's just shakes up too many things, bothers some people and so forth. Profit motive is in this environment, national environment, always is a bit suspect question here that you're going to be getting these big salaries and you're going to fly in on your jet plane here to meet us at the next meeting. I exaggerate, but I think that tone has kind of soured some things in terms of people's ability to look at real numbers. So the question I have for you, if this is a appropriate time to ask a question, is what do you do if tomorrow you get a call saying, sorry, we're not available. We're giving you the notice. You got timeline, what, 180 days? What's
180 days is your agreement with Sonoma County.
Yeah. Got 180 days, but we're out of here. So what would you do when you came back to us? What would you tell us? Tell the 5 of us then.
Well,
what we have to do after we have said thanks but no thanks, or as compared to what you had hoped to get?
Well, obviously, Supervisor Colfax, it would be an issue that it would be both the county and our issue, because the current franchise agreement states that the garbage will be directed to Annapolis. So the county would then the county board of supervisors would have to determine where that garbage goes then. You would then go to your CEO, say, what's the alternatives? They say, well, we'll ship it to Ukiah transfer station. I say, fine, this is what it'll cost to run those trucks over the hill. I'll drive by your house every day with those full garbage trucks and dump in Ukiah for some god-awful number for the ratepayer to pay. Because we cannot dump at the South Coast transfer station. It's not set up to accommodate commercial trucks. So the people would pay would be the ratepayer in the South Coast area. Those are the only alternatives. But you would have to tell me where to take it. Because right now it's directed to Annapolis.
Well, that's the thing that I think that the discussion here had to take into account a little more fully. And as I say, I missed the first part. Perhaps this was raised in terms of the whole context here, but this is an issue in South Coast, and I represent the South Coast, so I could be accused of being prejudiced in behalf of those folks down there, but I should be. The reality is that unless we have some alternative to what could be a very real outcome here, my feeling is that what's been presented here is defensible. I'd like to see some more work done on some of these numbers, pinning them down. But the question I have here is, from the point of view of the CEO's office, what's the options? What are the alternatives? What will it cost, and how will it affect the ratepayers if they are indeed hauling this back over the hill? Distance of what? Gosh, you're talking about a truck 2.5 hours from over there, or 2 hours?
I don't know if my trucks would make it.
Yeah.
We'd have to go out and buy brand new ones. I mean, that's a tough road to come over Mountain View or through Boonville again.
Yeah.
they're not designed to go those long distances.
I'm just raising it to, I guess, to staff who presumably has vetted this, and I think a comprehensive job has been done, and I'm impressed by that as well. But the other side of it is, what do we do about this little, as you say, you're a problem solver. This is a problem looming, or maybe we can simply say, well, let's just hope it goes away.
I've been bringing this up for 2.5 years.
I know you have. I know you have.
I don't know what else to do. Bang a bell or what? Go to your home and dump garbage on the ground? I don't know. Solid Waste Division isn't doing anything about it. It's 2.5 years and nothing has been done.
Well, that's why I'm addressing this to staff right at the moment, or to the supervisors. But what are the options? I mean,
Well, I think we have a clear option here. It's this proposal. I mean, Supervisor McCowan?
Yes, Mr. Ward and Supervisor Colfax raise a very important point. What does happen if Annapolis does give notice? But what are the conditions under which they would give notice? Presumably, they're in business to make money, and I'm not demeaning the profit motive. That's what drives business. If you're not making money, you go out of business. So you have to make a profit, and I don't have any qualms about that at all. But the operators at Annapolis are happy to make a profit as well. And at $96 a ton tipping fee, they probably are doing that. So is it a situation where they're running out of available space, or what are the conditions that would cause them to give notice to someone they're currently making a pretty nice profit off of?
At the moment, it's a county-owned and operated transfer station, but it's been in all the newspapers that Sonoma County at the moment is talking about privatizing their entire solid waste system, from outlying transfer stations to the central landfill, which is currently closed, and whether that can be re-permitted and reopened, and they're looking at turning over their entire solid waste system to the private sector. And the thing that worries me is that at the moment it's a county-run operation. If in their deal the private sector bidder, if that process goes private and there's one operator as is proposed, will they want to close this remote transfer station because it's not viable? I mean, so they may dictate if they wind up privatizing, they may dictate you have to keep this transfer station open if you want the whole process, and that's profitable to them. But there is no reason for the private operator to drop their price, because they know they're going to have to take this often along with what they really want, which is the core business in Sonoma County, but they don't have to give us a good price. So it's really a question of, do we want to roll the dice and hope that the current process in Sonoma County comes out with a favorable result that helps the people in the South Coast, or do we want to take control of our own destiny, know what the costs are, know what the rates are, protect the future rates, and do it through a transfer station, in the South Coast area that would be privatized, funded not by the general fund, but by the private sector operator who would do it through lower rates. So, we could roll the dice and wait for Sonoma County to solve our problem, but I don't have any good feeling that when they figure out what they're doing, that they're going to give away anything in this remote area of northwestern Sonoma County for our benefit.
Supervisor Smith?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't know that we really have time to fully explore this issue. I think it's a complex one. We have another agenda item and actually more than one pending. But I have a number of concerns that I'll just put out. I really haven't really heard directly from the actual people that do the work. The ones that manage the facilities in Mendocino County are sitting on the sidelines here. So we haven't heard directly from our solid waste division with respect to comments on aspects of your both written and your oral presentation. So I would like to get